really going over the ins and outs, and I guess rather pleasant turn of events. You've got no new outs this weekend. Everybody seems to have pulled up well from the win
Yeah.
midweek.
Yes, everyone's pulled up well, and we've had a couple of light sessions since then, and another one this morning. And at this stage, everyone looks fine, and coming at the end of a pretty tough period. This fourth game in a couple of weeks, but yeah, really good spirits, good focus. So looking forward to tomorrow.
Because of that busy, like I imagine you'll have to maybe make one or two rotations to your side again tomorrow to account for that short turnaround. But will this be the last one where you sort of need to plan squad rotations more than a couple of weeks out because of the schedule goes back to maybe one game a week?
Yeah, to be honest, with the numbers that we've had, we've been changing quite a bit, especially the front third a little bit, and it'll be no different tomorrow as well. So if they can hang in there for for this game, and then we'll get through the next period, which is like you said, a week. We'll have a week to Auckland, a week to Macarthur, and then I think we got the bye after that. So it'll be a good time now to get back to a normal week training sessions.
Because I know you've really hammered the importance of getting on the training track with this group throughout your time at the club. Just how much or how little actual, I guess, tactical work and work where you're trying to implement what you want to do have you been able to do with the group over this past month? Or has it basically just all been about recovery and looking ahead to the next game?
No, in the normal weeks, it's absolutely, from week to week, it's an absolutely normal week in terms of how we work. Obviously, this period with the 4 games in 2 weeks, it is all about recovery, and we touch on our tactical aspects, but it's not a lot of it. So and that's pretty normal. But I think we've put ourselves in a good position now because we've actually done a hell of a lot in pre-season, like a hell of a lot, and we used a lot of rotations through that period in pre-season, and that's probably put us in a good position where most of the players have a good understanding of their roles.
Mm. And you've got Brisbane Roar coming to town tomorrow night. Let's face it, the season is not going at all the way that Brisbane would have planned. What have you made of them across their winless run?
I think I said last time we played them that the position on the table doesn't really tell you the full story. I think they're a team that likes to attack. I think they're one of the teams that have in most of their games a lot of shot at goal. So they're not transforming them into goals at the moment. They're a mobile team. I still think they're a very good team, and we've got to be absolutely at our very best again to take 3 points, because with any game in the league, there's such small margins. It doesn't matter if you're top or if you're bottom of the league, whatever it is. Every game is very hotly contested, and I don't expect anything else than that tomorrow.
Even yourself as a former player, Aurelio, maybe that gives you an insight to this as well. But when you're coming up against a side like Brisbane, they're on this historic losing run. They're breaking records set by the New Zealand Knights now with this historic run. Will the players be feeling just like a sense of feeling an extra bit of pressure to not be the side that gives the Roar their first win of the season? You don't want to be the ones that give them that first win and go down as the team that lost to Roar.
Well, I think every week that you get onto the pitch, for them as well, they're always one game away from their next win, or you're there ready for your next loss. We can only just prepare them mentally as best as we possibly can. We've spoken about that. One, the importance of it. Certainly a tricky game, and football, it's funny. Sport is funny. Just when things are going well, if you get too comfortable, you get the smash in the face. And we just got to be mindful of that. I think our work ethic at this point has been fantastic. If we roll up with the right attitude, with a good work ethic, we should be fine. But, we're going there against our next opponents, and you just don't get something for nothing. You have to do the work. You have to put in the hard work to get the result. It's probably a point where everyone thinks, oh no, you should just win, but it just doesn't work like that. We have to be focused. We have to pay a lot of attention to the small details. As I said, they're a good footballing team. They're a very good mobile team. Up front, they're dangerous. So, they had a good result against West Sydney. Also pushed Adelaide. Last week they probably could have got something out of the game as well. So it's such fine margins, regardless where you are situated on the ladder here.
Because the last time you played them, it was a comfortable win, but it was also a win driven by Cohen and Kewen. How do you go about replicating your attacking output with those two unavailable?
Well, look, they're obviously two guys who bring a lot of creativity to our game, and they're not there, so we have to get the next guys to step up. Harry at the moment is doing well, scoring a couple of goals. Benny Mazzaro scored his first goal. He's from his first game to his game last week, he's taken another step. So Nate scored a goal a couple of weeks ago. Steve has scored in the past. So they're just not coming. They just have to come from other ways or other sources. So it's not, we don't have Cohen, we don't have Andreas in there. So obviously when they're not there, someone else has to take the responsibility. Someone else has to step up, and that's how it is.
Are you inclined to maybe rotate your squad a little bit so it's more, I guess, horses for courses in that starting 11 you got? You started Wong midweek, saying that he maybe brought the creativity that you were losing with Kewen. Do you need maybe a different profile of player for Brisbane, and we might see some rotations with that in mind?
There'll definitely be rotations, and we're just going to have a look at a couple of things this morning. But as I said, it's a block of 4 games in the last couple of weeks, and something that we don't very rarely do that. This is probably the only time in the year that you do it, and some handle the extra load better than others. So we just have to be mindful of a couple of guys that have had a lot of minutes that maybe a little bit of rest or just reducing minutes might be beneficial for them in the long term. So, but they all want to play. So as soon as you say how you feeling, they know I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling great. I'm ready to go. So I think that's really positive that the mindset is like that they want to play. And then at the end, obviously, as a head coach, you've got to make decisions and live with those decisions. But as I said, a tricky game, and looking forward to it.
And I guess to end up, I'll ask you the requisite January questions now that the window opens next week. I've asked you a lot about maybe bringing players in with the absences that you got, but I haven't asked you yet. Are you anticipating any players leaving in January for any reason whatsoever?
At this stage, it's a crazy part of the year. Obviously, it's the silly season in January, but at this stage, no one is coming in and no one is leaving. But that can change once the window opens. Can't promise you anything, but at this stage, there's no indication that anyone's coming or anyone's going. The only ones who are coming are Lecky, Tilio, Cohen, Maxi Caputo, Ali Lapani. So that's what Michael Petrillo told me to tell you.
Is Caputo still leading that charge to return for MacArthur?
I think Lecky and him would be probably around about that time. So they will join the group next week and have a full week. So then we'll just assess whether 1 week is enough or they need a second week. But they're pretty close.
And that bye week will come in handy as well.
Exactly. Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably come that would probably come for those guys at a good time.